IBM Selectric 2, and I'm going to show you how to take care of it. To get inside, you got to pop up the first cover, and inside you're going to see the mechanism. Turn on the machine right as you start turn on, and get the carriage in the middle so that you can flip up the margin tabs without having to change them. Flip them up. What you have to do, there's a little hinge in there, and you flip up the margin tabs and the little indicator tab here too, and then it's ready to go. And now inside there's two levers inside here, one on either side, and pull those towards the front, and they're pretty strong, so you might want to watch your fingers while you do this. They do snap. Flip up the paper holders, and inside there are these two little levers here, one on either side, one here, and there's one over here. And you can push them in with your thumbs, and the carriage will pop one out like that. If you can open up the whole thing, there's also this little tray in here which I pull out because otherwise it falls out when you flip open the whole machine. Okay, so now we can lift off the whole top. We've snapped the little snappy things, and the whole top comes off like this. Right. Now, this is the back of the machine. Right. This is the inside of the machine. That's the motor and the switch, main switch. And if your machine just stops working, but you can hear the motor turn on, it's almost certainly, the problem is almost certainly right here. There's a little clutch, which I'll try to get a shot of here. Okay. Right. This right down here, this is a little tiny little clutch, centrifugal clutch on the motor, and it's often the first thing to go on one of these machines. When you turn the machine on, there's a little delay there. See? And what the clutch is doing is it's easing the machine on. The motor comes on full speed pretty much immediately, and without the little clutch in there, it would be hammering the mechanical parts of the machine and wearing it out pretty quickly. So that clutch is made out of plastic, and it can come apart and fail, but that's easy to replace. And then the drive belt, which is the second thing which is going to go, which is not too easy to replace. So, to look underneath, you can lift up the machine, the rest of the machine, from the base by, there's a little tab here, a little lever. Underneath the return bell, there's a little lever, and you just pull that forward, and that releases the catch. And you can lean this up. Now this is a very well thought out machine, so if you slide it all the way forward, there's a stop, and then you can lean it back. It's got a little stand in the back so you can lean it back on itself. Now I put paper towels in here because the machine comes with a foam pad, and the foam turns into this kind of oily goo. It disintegrates, and any IBM machine you get is going to have that foam in it, and I've taken it out of the whole machine because it comes apart and gums up the whole works. It just disintegrates. So you just lift it right out, and I just put some paper towels in there for the oil drippings. And this is the bottom of the machine. If your machine gets stuck, if it's sticking a key or if the return doesn't work or whatever, it's probably because the cam work in here is gummed up. I'm going to turn it on. Right, what you see moving in there, that's the main shaft. It runs the whole length of the machine, and it powers everything in the machine. The only real electric part of the machine is the motor. The rest is all just mechanical relays, really. And this is the main drive shaft. You can see the belt going around in there. And That's the space advancing. It's the return. That's the return, number 3 there. There are a lot of parts in here to oil. Pretty much everything. It's all made up of hinges and gears. Put a heavier weight oil in the gearing, which is throughout the whole drivetrain, and also in all of the little tiny little levers throughout all the key work and all these transfer bars and everything. I mean, there's so many places where it can get gummed up, and it does. Where you need to put grease in some of the other parts, so there's this plastic cam here which needs to be greased. And there are also some of these more stationary spots that really don't move too much that have to be greased where there's metal against metal. For the most part, most of it is oiled. Normally I'd use a sewing machine oil or something like that, but with something that I'm not going to oil too often, use a heavier weight oil. I'm going to put it back together again. Just slide it on back on the rails, so if I can do it. Right. And it'll settle in position. There we go. And you push the little catch lever here backwards, and that's going to hold it. It's going to hold it all together. Get it back on here. Okay, yeah. The levers have to be pulled forward. There we go. Now the case also comes with that gooey foam normally, and you'll find it in the sides and in the lid here. And I've taken it out because mine was coming apart. And if you don't take it apart, take that foam out, the little sludgy bits fall out into the machine, and then you're going to have to clean it all out again. So it's best just to remove it. All right, you got to put the little. Put the little paper guide back in. Just sits in there. Then carriage, and it's all spring-loaded, so you just gotta line it up and push it in. It's pretty easy. And then you gotta latch the latches, push them back until they snap, and that's gonna hold the case in again. All right, case is all together. And I'm gonna flip down the margin tabs again, and the little tiny indicator here, that's tells you where the carriage is, and that should do it. It's all ready to go. I'm ready to type.